Hey, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. That's all praises to who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Their true names in the Hebrew is Yahweh for the Heavenly Father, and Yahushai for his beloved Son. Slakia. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, the men, women, and children that believe wholeheartedly and show action and belief and humility. I'm the brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lord will, with another video to edify. Let me get right into this article. It says, "Call me a Grinch," but with festive markets abandoned, the ski season gutted, and zero excitement around Christmas, 2020 is off. It says, and this is very spiritual, man. The entire title is very, very spiritual, for the simple fact that the Lord said these things would happen, man. The Lord said He was going to cut off. This place has been that joyous city for a long time. Even here in Babylon, and this was a article written by somebody in the UK, Damien Wilson, UK journalist. But even in America, Babylon the Great, the same sentiment is out, man. I don't see people getting hyped for Halloween. I don't see people getting hyped for Thanksgiving, or Christmas. I don't hear anybody talking about it. By this time, people be talking about what they're getting this and that on Amazon Prime Day. I'm not hearing that, man. So it says, Santa's not coming to town, and the three kings can keep wandering afar. Thanks to COVID-19 crackdowns, we apparently need to prepare for a digital Xmas. 'Tis the season to be miserable, and that's it. Hey, man, for a long time, as long as I've been in this truth, and I know the elders and apostles, this is a miserable season for us, man. This the heathen day season, man, because here it is. You have a whole slew of people engaging in unlawful deeds, the celebrating of these wicked holidays that people don't understand the origins of. They don't understand really where it came from, and they try to associate it with a righteous sense of mind. But when you bring out scriptures and you tell them exactly what is righteous sense of mind, where these things come from, they hold to them still, man. It's a vexing thing to know a right and better way and to watch the wrong and evil way be done all around you. So now here it is, we're in the time where the Lord is cutting it off. It says, I'm going to read a little more and I'll get into some of these scriptures I got. It says, after the year we've had, it really is the last thing that anyone wants to hear, but the signs around the globe are irrefutable. Thanks to to the pandemic, Christmas 2020 is dead. You see? It's dead. It says the bad news broke first in that most pragmatic of nations, Scotland. The Scots National Clinical Director, Jason Liddich, jumped the gun on the government's messaging by warning everyone to prepare for the worst during a morning television interview this week, while most viewers would simply have been expecting a wrap up of the last COVID-19 statistics and the repetition of the restriction in place. Mr. Liddich dropped a bomb on Santa's plans, saying, we're not going to be in a large family groupings with multiple families coming around. That is fiction for this year. I hope that we can get numbers down to a certain level. We may be able to get some form of normality, but people should get their digital Christmas ready. You see, in Christmas, the scriptures tell you expressly that you're not supposed to get into this Christmas spirit, man. It tells you in that Jeremiah the 10th chapter. Let me get it real quick. It says, hear ye the word of Yahweh. Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus say Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So it says, learn not the way of the heathen. What are the ways of the heathen, man? When you go into really learning about a culture, you get into their gods, their religions, their eating patterns. The Lord said, learn not the way of the heathen. It says, verse 3, for the custom of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, going into the Christmas tree, right? You have your tree yards. One cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. They deck it with silver and gold. And when you go into the tinsel, that's your silver and gold, man. There's an old Christmas song called Silver and Gold. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not, going into the base of the Christmas tree. It says, they are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. Those trees, they'll make sure they're super sure. And even in New York, they would have that fucking huge ass tree every year. Bigger than some buildings. So they're as upright as a palm tree, but they speak not. They must be born because they cannot go. Because really, it's all an idol. That Christmas tree is an idol. You come around it, everybody comes around it once it's lit. And, you marvel at it. You sing songs around it. It's all going into a worshiping thing, man. It says, because they cannot go, be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is in them to do good. You see? You're not supposed to sit here and bow down to these things, man. They have no real power. I'll read a little more of this article. I'll get into some of the other scriptures. There, it's been said, and Scottish politicians will be secretly pleased that the news no one wants to hear has come from a civil servant. So they must themselves off the hook. So they themselves are off the hook for ruining the seasonal festivities for everyone. Enjoy your digital celebration, folks. Who's dreaming of a Zoom Xmas, blowing kisses to and remotely, opening presents with fellow prisoners. You see, hey, and this is spiritual, man. These things must come to pass, man. This is Baruch 2. Baruch 2 and let's get it. Baruch 2 and 23. I will cause to cease out of the cities of Judah and from without Jerusalem the voice of mirth and the voice of joy, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, and the whole land shall be desolate of inhabitants. And this is what's going to happen, man. This is why you're not going to be able to sit here and go and leave your houses and go just party and BS with people, man. Everything's being shut down. The Lord said he's going to cause the voice of mirth to cease, man. He's going to cut it off. And we're seeing that. Isaiah 24. And 9. It says, I'll start at 7. It says, the new moon mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry hearted do sigh. People are getting heavy because they're not going to be able to celebrate this this heathen day, or as you would say, that believe in this stuff, this holiday season. So people are sighing, man. They're heavy, man. It says, verse 8: the mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harper ceaseth. You see, the mirth of the tabret ceaseth, all that joyous music. Deck the balls with boughs of folly. All that stuff is ceasing, man. It says, they shall not drink wine with song. Your eggnog and all that. Your Halloween parties and bashes. It's not gonna go down the way you think, man. They shall not drink wine with song, and strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it, man. It's a depressing for the majority of people. It's a depressing thing to drink alone, man. And this holiday season is going to be no different, man. A lot of people aren't going to be able to celebrate like they usually do. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. And what is that? America. This is a place where the most confused people are, man. You got women trying to be men, men trying to be women. You got drag queens, all this stuff. You have people that sit here and say they're transracial. And all this stuff is all confusion. It says every house is shut up and no man can come in, and that's what these lockdowns are doing. They're gonna start locking down these cities. It's already happening in the UK. The restrictions are based on a tier system upon severity for that area. It's gonna only get worse. There is a cry for wine in the street. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. That's what's happening, man. Usually the holiday season is the time for people to be all super overly joyous and act like ain't shit going on. But here it is. The Lord's going to be shutting everything down, so you're just faced with it. This is why it's real important to actually fear the Lord now and do what he said. Because the scriptures tell you, they shall mourn. Let me get it. Let me get it. Salakia, let me find it. Okay. All right, I found it. It's Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. You see, the servants of the Lord will have the good side, but those that didn't choose to sit here and take it serious, the Lord is only reserving you for the bad side, because the scriptures tell you for the empty are empty things, and for the full are full things, man. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And that's what's happening, man. This is evident that is what is happening, man. So back in Isaiah, the 24th chapter, it says, 24 and 10, it says, the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is crying for wine in the streets. The people want to go back to normal. All joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone. In the city is left desolation, the gate is smitten with destruction. This thing is coming to a head. The Lord is cutting off the mirth, the Lord is cutting off the BS, and you're having to face this head on, man. This is in Jeremiah 7 and 34. It says, Then will I cause to cease from the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem the voice of mirth. And really, Jake is everywhere, so everywhere can basically be considered the cities of Jerusalem. It's really because Jerusalem is the people before it's a place. So where Jake is, man, the Lord is cutting off that sound of mirth, man, and Jake is everywhere. It says, and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride, for the land shall be desolate. You know, the Lord ain't playing games, man. The Lord ain't playing games, and it's all coming to the end. There's no going back to it. You're not gonna be able to celebrate your stupid ass holidays anymore. Excuse my language. You know, they have nothing to do with the scriptures. People even know that people know that, you know, it's common knowledge that people know that really Christmas is not in the Bible. Christmas would actually be looked down on. People know that it's a pagan holiday, but yet they'll still celebrate it. People who call themselves Christians and still celebrate Halloween, knowing damn well it's a day that celebrates the dead and all that. People still celebrate Thanksgiving, knowing damn well that many Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, which are the Gadites in the scriptures, the Seminole Indians, had to die for them to commemorate that day. Which that day, that Thanksgiving Day, is actually a ritual that they came up with to celebrate the slaughter of those Native American Indians, man. The whole turkey and the cranberry sauce. The cranberry sauce was actually used to represent the blood that was shed. You know? So Amos 8 and 10. I will turn your feast in the morning. I'll start at 9. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day, say Yahweh, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. And I will turn your feast into mourning, going into the Christmas feast, the Thanksgiving feast, your fall feast, all that. And all your songs into lamentations, right? What's happening, man? Increased depression around the globe. Everybody's talking about mental health. Why do you think that is? The Lord's turning this land into straight up lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon your loins and baldness upon every head. And I will make thee as a mourning of an only son, in the end thereof as a bitter day, man. The Lord is cutting off all that joyous BS, man. The scriptures tell you, shall there be evil in the city and the people to be not afraid? It says, shall we then make mirth? You know, we're not in the time of celebrating, man. The Lord is cutting off your normal celebrations for a reason, because he's not pleased with them. We're not in a time of that, man. It's Ecclesiastes tell you. Let me get that, man. Ecclesiastes, I think it's the 3rd chapter. And I'll end it with that scripture. To everything, Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. We're in the time of weeping and mourning. You know, things are about to get hot and heavy. A lot of people are going to be homeless. A lot of people are already getting homeless. A lot of people are going to start falling out by sickness, and it's not going to be the Rona, man. It's going to be a plethora of other things, man. The Lord did not plague Egypt with just one plague, man. He hit them with a bunch of stuff. It says, a time to get and a time to loose. Verse 4, it says, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, meaning building. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Those social gatherings. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rent and a time to sow. A time of love and a time of hate. A time of war in a time of peace, and we're not in the time of love, and we're not in the time of peace. Esau's about to roll, man. This whole market of beast technology is out, and more countries are adopting a way. They're talking about universal basic income, and it's all going into a monetary shift, a new system. The reason why they bring up universal basic income is for the sure fact that a lot of jobs are being killed by tech and AI. A lot of jobs are being killed by tech and AI. So when these jobs are being killed by tech and AI, those jobs new jobs aren't being put back in. So what? They're gonna sit here and give you a way to have new training. Everybody's insured a job, and that little bit of income they promise you is really just rationing of income. Here's what we agree to give you, and there's gonna be no more and no less. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna say Kal Halal, Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Rakar Kadash. Shalom.